wanted to make this video real quick because it's been really annoying me how the MMA community has been reacting to this fight. Can we please stop discrediting Jack Della Maddalena's performance against Bilal Muhammad? I've heard so many excuses, so much coping, like even people saying it's a robbery, which is mind blowing to me. I just swore I'm gonna have to beep that out because it's not the first minute. Anyway, I cannot fathom the amount of cope that's happening with this fight. JDM clearly won against Bilal Muhammad, possibly 5-0. I gave it 4-1. It could possibly be 5-0. I want to go over the judging real quick because that's astonishing to me. Two judges scored at 48-47 JDM. That means if JDM lost the 5th round, he would have lost the fight. That is baffling to me how it was only 3-2. What fight were they watching? They were trying everything they could to give that boring little fuck a win. They were trying as hard as they could, but they just couldn't give him the 5th because he got fucked up in the 5th. I thought if JDM lost the 5th round, the worst scorecard for him would be 3-2 JDM. Like, I don't know how it would have been 3-2 Bilal. That would have been the worst robbery in MMA history, no doubt. One of, hard to top Jones, Reyes, it is a very difficult one to top, but it would be one of the worst. And I don't know how the judges have even come to that conclusion. I don't know how, that's even possible. Obviously, they're told, well, they're not blatantly told, but they have an idea of who they should pick, especially when someone that looks like Bilal is fighting. Any other fight, it's a 5-0 clear for the other guy if it's like an American wrestler. When it's one of them, though, gets only a 3-2. When if JDM was fighting a Colby Covington, it would be 5-0. To put it bluntly, sorry I burped. I want to go over some other things because it's just really annoyed me how the MMA community, especially those type of Muslim fans, have been taking this. It's very weird. It's very copy. But, there's one thing people are like, if he fought like a dog, he's a dog, Bilal. He fucking fought like a champion. What, by losing? How is he, like, he's a dog for losing? Is he just a dog for not quitting? Like, okay, bro, like, nice, I guess. He still lost nearly 5-0, possibly 5-0. So, like, he's a dog for losing 5-0, I guess. I suppose if that's what you want to chop it down to, he's a dog for losing 4-1 or 5-0. I guess you can do that. I suppose that's one way of putting it. I'd say he got fucked up over 5 rounds, and dominated for 5 rounds. But if you want to say he's a dog for it, and there's also he fought like a champion. What, he fought like a champion by losing. If you're a champion, you're probably not meant to lose the belt. If you fight like a champion, you're not really meant to lose the belt after the fight. So I don't know where that's come from, that one. It's really ridiculous, some of the shit that's being said, like, that he's a dog for fucking getting dominated for 5 rounds, he fought like a champion for losing his belt, and get fucked up 5 rounds losing his belt. I don't know what goes through these people's heads. I do not even understand it. This is just what you get when JDM fights. It seems to be like a really anti-JDM thing because, like, every other fight is scored off of damage, but when JDM fights, it's scored off control time, And also, like, people just don't like JDM. Like, I get that, maybe, he doesn't have the biggest personality, I think he has somewhat of one. He's just a very relaxed guy, pretty much. I don't think he's, a boring person. I think, he says some funny things. He has something there. Oh, I don't know why they don't like him. I don't. Like, it could be the personality, but, like, you like Lal's personality, like, who just, I'm going to show him Canelo hands, and then gets fucked up for 5 rounds. Fails most of his takedowns as well. In the 5th round, when he finally gets some control, JDM just bucks off and then gets back up and then proceeds to fuck him up for the rest of the round. It is very weird to me. I don't know why people don't like JDM. I can't really pinpoint it. Yeah, it's very, very, very weird. But there's another one as well. There's another one that really shits me up the wall. It is the fact that people think that actually no, we'll get to that one last because that one's the most egregious. There's one that people think Bilal just tried to strike with him and he let his ego get in the way, so he lost. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if he didn't, he chose to strike with him and his ego got in the way and he lost because of it. Let's stop that as well. Let's really stop that because Bilal was trying to get the fight to the ground. He was trying to make it as boring as possible. Let's be real. He couldn't because JDM was defending the takedown, so he was forced to strike with him. He wasn't he wasn't only trying to strike with him. He was shooting takedowns. He wasn't getting them. And I think people forget who Bilal is. He shoots takedowns every now and again. He's not a fucking he doesn't spam takedowns like Merab. He's not that guy. And I don't know why you'd even relate him to Merab because Merab doesn't get takedowns either. He just fails them. But you know, it's very weird to me that people think, oh, he chose to strike with JDM, let his ego get in the way, so he lost the fight because he tried to strike. It's like, no, he tried to grapple. He was forced to strike because JDM was defending the takedowns and wouldn't let it get to the ground. Can we stop saying he chose to strike? He did not. He was trying to get the fight to the ground. He couldn't. He was forced to stay on the feet with JDM and lost because of it. Because he couldn't implement his game plan on JDM. And it's just I'm never gonna get it. This amount of cope is crazy. Like he chose to strike with him. No, he didn't. He was forced to because his game plan wasn't able to be implemented because JDM's takedown defense is fucking insane. How about we give JDM some credit for his takedown defense, not give Bilal not cope for Bilal because he chose to strike when he legit didn't. This is all just a big cope fest here. I'm not going to understand it ever. I don't think this is a ridiculous amount of cope. I don't know how these people are allowed social media with this stupidity. But here we go to the worst one of all. People think Bilal won that fight 3-2 when it's a robbery. What the fuck do I even say to that? Like, what fight were you watching? Were you watching a rerun of Wonder Boy Bilal or something? Like, what the fuck were you watching to come to the conclusion that Bilal won that fight? That is a fucking ridiculous statement. I don't know why someone would even think to say that. That is either 10 out of 10 rage bait or mental retardation. There's no in between with that. Like, they're either blatantly rage baiting or they are just mentally retarded. There's absolutely no in between. I'm never gonna understand how someone even thinks that is a valid scorecard. There is no way these people have brains. They're full bot comments. I swear. I swear like these are just AI comments or something like the dead internet theory or some shit like that. Because that is not real. That can't be real. These can't be real people saying that. And if it is, fucking Jesus Christ, inbreeding really does have adverse effects. Because look at these fuckers thinking, Bilal 1-3-2. They have no critical thinking skills whatsoever. I don't get that. I really don't. Like, what is your reason for thinking, Bilal won? What is actually the reason? Yeah, Bilal was landing shots, but JDM was cracking him back and cracking him with harder, more powerful shots and piecing him up. He'd throw some shots. I was about to do the mimic. I don't really want to do the mimic, but JDM would pop his jab out, lean back, slip, roll, and throw shots back. Like he was getting hit a lot, but the reason he was getting hit a lot was because he knew he could get hit because Bilal has no power. But JDM was 100% landing the better, cleaner, more significant shots. There's a bit of spit on my lip. He was landing the more significant shots. I don't know how you think Bilal even won slightly. Maybe whatever round it was, round 3 or 4, maybe. I gave one of those to him. But other than that, he lost every other round. He got dominated for 5 rounds. I'm sick of this cope of people thinking that he won the fight. Like, this has got to prove that dead internet theory is real or something. Because this can't be real. These can't be real people. And if it is, take their fucking phones away off and ban them from social media. That is a ridiculous thing to say. I'm never going to comprehend that. I don't understand it because can we just sit there and just can we just, give JDM some credit for his win? He went out there and put on a great performance and, shut Bilal down for 5 rounds, dominated him for 5 rounds, pieced him up on the feet for 5 rounds. Can we stop giving Bilal excuses? Stop praising him for losing and maybe praise JDM for winning? Because I'm sick of it. Like, everyone just hates JDM for some reason. I don't know why, I honestly don't know why. They just hate him. They prefer Bilal. Can't remember the name Bin Laden as the champion. I don't know why. JDM's fun. JDM's violent. Bilal, what does he do? Just fucking camp inside control. Fucking great, Love that as a champion. He stalls. He's a boring fighter. Why would you not want JDM as a fighter? Why are we praising Bilal for losing as well? Like, what world are we living in where Bilal's getting praised for losing and JDM's not getting praised for winning? I'm never going to understand that. It's fucking ridiculous. And the 3-2 Bilal. Fucking, you shouldn't be allowed to vote with that statement, You shouldn't legally be allowed to vote with that statement, That is ridiculous, that. Like, in what way JDM was legit pieced him up the whole fight? He'd throw a shot, then slip back, and then Bilal would throw, and then bang, 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 straight back at him. Like, I don't understand it. Anyway, I guess that's my video. Like, that's pretty much sums it all up. Can we please just start praising JDM for his win and stop crediting Bilal for losing? Because I'm honestly getting sick of this. I want to see, JDM get some praise for his win. I'm sick of everyone, or specifically this group of people, this specific fan base, praising Bilal for losing. He's a dog. He fought like a champion. No, he didn't. He fucking lost 5 rounds. How has been a dog losing all fucking 5 rounds and getting dominated? How was fighting like a champion, losing all 5 rounds and getting dominated? I'm sorry. Can we stop this shit? Give JDM some credit. He deserves it. He put on a great performance, and he's going to go out and sleep your boy Islam Makhachev after this. And that's another thing I want to point out. How do people even think Islam wins that fight? I've seen people say Islam in 1. What intellectual disability do you have to think that's even the case? That Islam can sub JDM in 1? Bilal, oh my god, I'm spitting everywhere. Bilal couldn't even take him down. So how the fuck is, someone smaller than him gonna be able to? Islam's gonna get fucking knocked out in the first round. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you fucking Dagestani fan losers. Living vicariously through these fucking Dagestani fans, You're not them. You're some weird Arab. These cunts are white Russians. Thank God you have them, or you wouldn't have any combat sports fighter ever. Get the fuck out of here. I'm done with this video. Praise JDM. He's beaten Islam as well. Fuck this shit.